If everything is going to be okay, why are the US and the European Union feverishly preparing for World War III? Michael Snyder reports. If there's going to be peace in the Middle East, why has the Pentagon sent 25% of our entire fleet of B-2 stealth bombers to the region? And if there's going to be peace in Europe, why is the European Union telling all of its citizens to store up food and water for a war with Russia? We keep being told that everything is going to be okay, but meanwhile, Western officials continue to make moves that indicate that more war is coming. And according to Newsweek, the United States has significantly increased its military presence in the Middle East during the past couple of weeks. The U.S. has significantly increased its military presence in both the Gulf and Indian Ocean, deploying B-2 stealth bombers, cargo planes, and aerial refueling tankers, alongside key assets like the USS Carl Vinson and USS Harry S. Truman aircraft carriers. I'm particularly concerned about the deployment of highly advanced B-2 stealth bombers to the region. It's being reported that at least 5 B-2 stealth bombers have been deployed to the island of Diego Garcia. The U.S. military has sent at least 5 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers to a highly strategic island of Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean. These heavy bombers can obliterate targets with their huge 25-ton bomb payload per jet. This means the U.S.'s deadly fleet of five could carry an astounding 125 tons of bombs. For those that do not know, Afghanistan was relentlessly bombed by U.S. air assets based in Diego Garcia during the invasion of the nation in 2001, and Iraq was relentlessly bombed by U.S. air assets based in Diego Garcia again during the invasion of the nation in 2003. Currently, the U.S. only possesses 20 B-2 stealth bombers, and so that means that 25% of them are now in Diego Garcia. It's being speculated that these B-2 bombers could be involved in the ongoing campaign to bomb the Houthis in Yemen, but it's important to note that these B-2 bombers would also be ideal for carrying out the sort of quote-unquote bunker buster strikes that would be necessary to take out Iran's nuclear program. The bombers present a unique mix of capabilities, particularly their ability to penetrate dense enemy air defenses to carry out bunker buster strikes employing 30,000-pound class GBU 57/B massive ordnance penetrator MOP bombs. MOP, which only the B-2 is currently certified to employ operationally, itself offers a unique conventional option for striking deadly during buried and fortified targets, of which there are many in Iran. We do know that President Trump recently delivered a letter to the Iranians that gives them a choice with a very clear deadline. Either the Iranians must make an agreement to end their nuclear program within 2 months, or they will be taken care of in this way, attacked. Recently, President Trump revealed that he had sent a letter to Tehran demanding a new nuclear agreement within 2 months or face significant military consequences. With negotiations stalled and the deadline looming, the diplomatic window for de-escalation is quickly closing, leaving military action as an increasingly likely outcome. The Iranians have already told us that they have no plans to negotiate. So it appears that it's just a matter of time before the second option is implemented. In a recent interview with Face the Nation, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz made it clear that there will be no compromises. Iran has to give up its program in a way that the entire world can see, Mike Waltz, Trump's National Security Advisor, said during a separate interview on CBS News, Face the Nation, this weekend. It's time for Iran to walk away completely from its desire to have a nuclear weapon, and they will not and cannot be allowed to have a nuclear weapons program. That is its weaponization and its strategic missiles program. If B-2 stealth bombers start hitting Iran's nuclear facilities, we will officially be at war with Iran. I hope that everyone understands the implications of that. Meanwhile, the European Union is pushing for every household in the 27-nation bloc to prepare an emergency kit in case a direct war with Russia breaks out. European Union bureaucrats pushing for every household in the 27-nation bloc to prepare the kit for war and natural disasters. It's expected that will be part of a union's broader preparedness strategy amid the threat from Russia. Key items that will ask the bloc's 450 million citizens to gather, including water, energy, bars, and a flashlight. Why does every home in the EU need to prepare for war with Russia if there is going to be peace? Do EU bureaucrats know something that the rest of us do not? Sadly, it appears that even in the very limited agreements that Russia and Ukraine just agreed to are not going to hold. The Ukrainians just launched more strikes against Russia energy infrastructure. The Russians just keep sending waves of drones back at the Ukraine cities. Overnight, Russia said it had taken down 9 drones, including 2 over the Black Sea. It also said Ukraine tried to attack a gas storage facility in the Russian-occupied Crimea, and energy infrastructure in Russia, Kursk and Bryansk regions, and Ukraine said it conducted no such strikes. Ukraine military reported 117 Russian drone strikes overnight. Local officials said the city of Kryvyi had been hit by the biggest drone attack it has faced yet. Hopefully, both sides will come to their senses because this is our one shot at peace. If negotiations ultimately fail, it's inevitable that both sides will escalate matters, and NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte is warning that an attack on Poland or any other NATO member will be met with the full force of this fierce alliance. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte issued a stern warning to Vladimir Putin, stating that any attack on Poland or any NATO member would be met with a devastating response. If anyone were to miscalculate and think they can get away with an attack on Poland or on any other ally, they will be met with the full force of this fierce alliance. Our reaction will be devastating, he declared in Warsaw. This has to be very clear to Vladimir Putin and anyone else who wants to attack us. Those are unusually strong words. Is he expecting something to happen? Ominously, we're being told that 4 U.S. soldiers were just found near Lithuania's border with Belarus. The embassy in Vilnius has yet to confirm this after releasing a statement to confirm that 4 soldiers were missing. This is a very alarming incident. Hopefully we'll learn more about this shortly. There is one last thing that I wanted to mention today. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky just told European journalists that Russian President Vladimir Putin, quote-unquote, will die soon. Vladimir Zelensky predicted that Russian President Vladimir Putin will die soon in a candid assessment as he discussed the war in Ukraine. Speaking during a roundtable with journalists, including the BBC Jeremy Bowen, the Ukrainian leader said, "He will die soon, and that's a fact, and it will come to an end." What an irresponsible thing to say. Yes, Putin has been experiencing health problems for a long time, but if Putin does die soon, the Russians will remember that Zelensky just said. At that point, it would be exceedingly difficult to convince the Russians that nothing nefarious was going on, and getting both sides to agree to any sort of peace deal would almost certainly become impossible. We are at such a delicate moment. The decisions that global leaders make over the next several months could dramatically alter the course of human history, and right now, I am not particularly optimistic about where things are heading. This is by Michael Snyder on End of the American Dream. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. About the author, Michael Snyder's new book, a blockbuster entitled Why, is available in paperback and for Kindle on Amazon. He also has written 8 other books available on Amazon, including Chaos, End Times, 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of Future America, The Beginning of the End, Living a Life That Really Matters. When you purchase any of Michael's books, you help to support the work he's doing. You can also get his articles by email as soon as he publishes them by subscribing to his Substack newsletter. Michael has published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and The Most Important News, and he always freely and happily allows others to publish those articles on their own websites. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, we strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.